The Wicked Canvas. The following episode contains explicit imagery including violence, harm to minors, and death. Viewer discretion is advised. Episode 1. Raincoat. Shortly after boarding the ferry, Ruben finds himself in an overcrowded mass of heat generated by dozens of other passengers. Indonesia is well known for its unforgiving hot and humid climate. All 4 members of the family gather near the side of the boat, taking advantage of the beautiful view. The Santos family floats atop serene water surrounded by lush islands of land, temples, and the unknown. Between all the rain this region produces in the great deep lakes, one can only respect water that much more when drinking it. Clara's somewhat dehydrated state prompts her to tug on her mother Maria's dress, begging for the canister. In his own world, Ruben looks out and imagines himself an avid explorer going from island to island, discovering new species of plant and animal. A typical pith helmet, olive drab cargo pants with a tucked tan t-shirt. The cargo jacket with various pockets for his essential tools, a compass, sample tubes, brushes to sweep unearthed artifacts. Leaning over the starboard, Ruben snaps photos left and right of this tropical paradise. Before long, he finds his shirt yanked back, followed by a bellow heard by half of the boat. Hector Santos, the short and stocky middle-aged father, scowls and recites fictitious tragedies that occur to kids who don't follow the rules. Upon arriving at the hotel, everyone had one idea in mind: food. Soon after checking in and dropping the luggage in the room, the 4 sit at a table in the hotel restaurant. The waiters are encouraged to chat with tourists and suggest local sites and events. After being asked the nature of the family's trip, Maria explains how the family enjoys hiking. A coworker of hers mentioned a trail on this mountain that should be in everyone's top 10. Maria's excitement explained her love for the outdoors has Ruben looking away in absolute embarrassment. Over at the bar, Ruben catches a local looking back at the family. The old man appears as a fisherman at leisure, but not quite relaxed. Mouth barely open and not knowing the bartender served his drink, this man was staring at Maria with apprehension. Ruben watches the man carefully stand from his chair and begin walking toward the family's table. A lot closer now, the man puts his hands together like one would while praying and begins speaking Indonesian. Although incomprehensible, his body gestures seemed like he was begging. The waiter asks the man to leave the table alone. The fisherman stops talking and stands still for a moment. His eyes widen as he extends one arm out, points at the kids, and utters a cold phrase. The family sits in shock as the fisherman turns and walks out of the hotel. The waiter begins to apologize profusely and claims he's not sure what the fisherman was talking about. Puzzled, Ruben glances at little Clara, whose expression is nothing short of mortified. 6 a.m. and it has been nearly 5 minutes since being dropped off. The Santos bunch make it to the mountain. Clara yawns before witnessing the largest structure in her 5 years of life. Peaks located in different layers of Earth's atmosphere. As the sun makes its initial glimpse into this new day, Hector orders the family to double-check they have everything for the hike. The driver who brought the family said to take a quarter-mile path through the rainforest to reach the base of the mountain where the trail begins. The 4 go off and begin walking into the dense vegetation. Ruben's camera goes off, capturing a glimpse of the soft orange light the sun wedges through the canopy above. Naturally, wind picks up before the emergence of rainfall, which prompts the family to put on their raincoats. The typical bright yellow kind you would find in plastic. A few minutes walking, and the parents begin referencing the quarter mile between their house and the library. More minutes go by, And not only is there no mountain base in sight, the wind aggressively picks up. A force that cannot be seen but felt gradually builds into a test of balance for Clara. The gusts grow into a main concern for Hector and Maria at their stature. While the adults grab hold of little Clara, Ruben fights for dear life, grasping the straps of his backpack while clenching his camera. In this dim, windy, and confused state, an unmistakable sound penetrates the chaos. What seems like tree branches snapping directs the family's attention up the path. A tree the size of an upright semi-truck begins jerking side to side. The roots unearth themselves, dozens, maybe hundreds, moving in a fashion similar to snakes. For this massive tree, they would be considered a horde of anacondas. Ruben's petrified eyes move shakily up its trunk. A crack nearly 10 feet across breaks up into a mouth, followed by a putrid smell more foul than a 3-day-old rotten carcass out under the Savannah sun. As the tree lets out a low thunderous moan, its eyes crack open, but in their place are hollow holes reminiscing 2 portals to a dark abyss. From standing to falling back in terror, Ruben begins scooching backwards in a panic before finding himself knocked unconscious by the foul odor. A prick at the bottom of his foot wakes Ruben up in the now quiet and peaceful rainforest. As his eyes open and gain focus, he notices that he is standing, yet restricted in motion. Looking down at himself, he finds that he is wrapped in thick tree roots. The pain from his bare foot becomes the center of attention as he watches it grow pale. The point of a sharp root, impaled through his heel, has the foot grow frail and colorless. Through the intertwined roots, he watches his shin and calf gray out, both pucker up and wrinkle as the tree siphons the fluids that govern the human body. Unable to let out a holler from the pain, life continues being pulled now from the torso up to the neck. Trembling in terror, Ruben finds his eyes looking ahead. In his last moments, he makes out a couple standing figures wrapped in roots. Hector, Maria, and Clara, 3 lifeless vessels, pale and shriveled up in matching raincoats. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Be sure to enable channel notifications so you don't miss our future episodes. Thanks, and stay wicked.